on this. All right, recording in progress. Welcome, everybody, to the March 7th Edmondson Heights Civic Association community meeting. Woohoo! Woohoo indeed. There is on cue. Wait a minute, let me pull up my agenda. In the meantime, I say I hope that today finds everybody well, if not as well as you want to be, just well enough to be here, I guess. But I really do hope everybody is doing well. So what threw me off, I have no idea. Yeah, welcome to everybody. I am I'm stalling a little bit, not just being goofy, but I don't see Miss Barzella. So I'm just she's always here. I can check with Miss Margaret Stokes to see if she has anything, or you just joining us for the good time. And thank you for joining us anyway. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go with my agenda. Again, I got one other person popping up, and I still want to say welcome to everybody. And you could be anywhere tonight, but you are here fooling around with me on Barack Obama's internet. So,
Sequester, the only thing I have to share is the town hall meeting, the Baltimore County Executive Town Hall meeting and Councilman Pat Young at CCBC tomorrow evening at 6:30. You're welcome to come out, and they're going to be talking about, just the budget for 2024. So we would love to at least see you there, Jaquista, for your representing your community, if you can make it, or anyone that's on this Zoom call.
Thank you. I can scratch that off when I get to it again. I don't even see it, but
okay.
Yes, I did have it on my list. Also, while I have you, there's a ribbon cutting ceremony. Where is the location on Security?
Security Boulevard in the Meadows Shopping Center where Dee Dee's is. If you're familiar with Dee Dee's, it used to be a Price Right at that location across from the dealership and Nissan dealership, directly across that way, or if you're on Security Boulevard from the other dealership.
And this is a grocery store?
Yes, ma'am.
I hadn't heard of it before, so.
Global Foods. I heard it's one in another part of Maryland, maybe PG County, down in Bowie, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay.
Hopefully, and we would love for you to come.
I can come to one, or I can come to the other.
Or both. Whomever is available, just come out. These things we invite you to are open to the public.
That is what time is this?
10 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay.
Yep, having a different place to shop now, which everybody could use a little bit of competition. Thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome. Do you need me to stay on, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, don't forget, Jaquista, whenever you have something, you know what to do.
I do.
If you get caught between a rock and a hard shell, everyone have a good night, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
I am going to piggyback on what you just said about the town hall meeting. I'm looking to this side for those of you who don't know, because I have two monitors and my agenda is over here. I can't just make this stuff up. The town hall meeting is tomorrow on the CCBC campus. Free for, of course, everyone to come. Apparently, I don't have a choice but to come. But when I received a call earlier last week about, and it was a last minute call. I just said what was on top of my head. And I was asked, what did we want as Edmondson Heights? We wanted to be put into the budget when the county executive is planning the budget for our area. So off the top of my head, I said we needed help with lighting, especially in our alleyways. Just so that I think help with lighting in the alleyways could help with a little bit of our parking situation, and this just for safety purposes. So if he wants to throw some money our way, go ahead. It's the best way to get money, I think. There is that. So I guess I am going tomorrow, even though it wasn't on my calendar and I forgot. But I'll go tomorrow if there's anything anybody wants me to speak about, or because I'll say something. I like to be saying stuff, but let me know. But I said, yeah, we have an issue with some areas are just darker than others, and it just doesn't feel safe. That was what I asked for. And segueing onto that, I will go to the purple lights. I think yesterday, I'm pretty sure I reported the last one yesterday, but the emails came in, everybody had everybody respond. A lot of people responded. I'll say it that way. So we should be seeing. I'll say that the first light I reported was the one in front of my house, even though I did see on their website that they knew about these issues, and so I just sent something in again, and the next day, I think they took care of it. So, and I haven't been out walking the pup at night in a couple days, but I hope that they're just going through and they're taking care of them. And if there's any more I say let's give it a week, and if you don't see improvement in your area, let me know and I'll report it again. I'll call somebody, I'll do what I have to do on that one, because I saw how fast they worked. So yes, street lights, which should segue into pest control. We can make that work. Pest control. I'm sure some of you got the flyer that this week pest control was being done through the neighborhood. It looks like, I think that's something Margaret, who just left, Margaret Stokes, kind of got put in motion for us, because we have the county that comes through and they do what they do, but then the problem was so bad still that a company started coming out to start coming out to exterminate. William, yes sir. You muted.
Sorry, it just takes me a while to get to it. Street lights, there were two of them when I climb up the hill from Harwell on Forest Park. I see that the one near the house on Langford Road, that one was changed. It used to be purple or whatever color it was. Now it's just regular white. It's right next to my house. I've already checked that. But there were two on that hill. I looked at them on either Sunday morning or Monday this week.
Okay.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay. The last one I reported, the last purple light I reported was on the 1500 block of Forest Park. And that was something I figured it was possible that all of them would need to be changed, but I could verify it, or I could use what was given to me. So I used what was given to me and just figured I would kind of count on everyone else, because anybody else who doesn't want purple lights, then let's get rid of them. We have a right to not have those. Those are manufacturer's defects. Someone sent me a message and said that they thought that those were like the police lights with the cameras in them. And I said, we are not there yet. We are not there. No. And I do my best to keep us from being that way. Because if it gets that way, I gotta go too. So, but no, those were just, it were manufacturer's defect. And when I looked online, it said that there were reports already made about them. So that's what I said in our last meeting. And then I realized that our last meeting and something could have been done by now. So one thing that I do have to just kind of sort of on this topic, one thing that I do have to do is, I just forgot. It went in and it went out. So I don't know what I was about to say, but pardon me. Anyway, another thing, that's the pest control. I don't know if this was a conversation I had with someone, but I know it's been an ongoing conversation that I've brought to you guys, and you guys have given me really, really, really good feedback. And it is the dog waste.
If it's not there,
and
we want strike.
Somebody. So, all right. So, about the dog waste. So, the last conversation you and I had was, you got a dog. It's your responsibility to pick up after your dog. But I did want us to look into doing something. So the suggestion was made, and I'm looking it up now. I'm holding out for purple bags. So that we'll strategically put a couple of bag locations through the neighborhood. And I'm thinking maybe 3, 4. I do have to talk with the board about it, because we haven't talked in a long time, and I just keep coming up with stuff. But it's that was something that we can do. We want to also hope that people don't go, oh, and pick it up and drop it where it is, because that's just as bad. It's worse, as a matter of fact. It's worse. I'm working on it. And I'm pricing. I walked through the neighborhood and I saw a couple of signs, which I thought was really neat, asking people to pick up behind their pets. And I wanted to see if there were a couple. I just wanted to see what the prices of those were. On one hand, either people are going to do it or they're not going to do it, or somebody will just pick up behind the dog. Yeah, we got, I got a report that we got fussed at about the dog, about Thor. He was not pooping on someone's yard, but she would appreciate it if he didn't. We understand that. The one thing that I have learned is that poop happens, and they're just gonna go where they're gonna go, and it's our job as pet owners to clean up after them. It's gonna happen one way or another, and that's why you walk them. But I'd like to do something, just kind of, I don't know, I think that's a really good idea, and I maybe encourage people to get them, or something. I don't know. Let's put that a question mark, a bunch of question marks behind that, because I probably just said nothing. Which takes me to, I don't know, this is just the direction I'm going. All over the board. One thing that's going on, and I know one day I'm going to ask, what did you people get me into? But the park, the Edmondson Heights Park, and I'm pretty sure if any of you are like me, you either think the park is over there next to the school, or it's like, what park? But there is an area referred to, it's known as the park, Edmondson Heights Park, and it's straight up Harwell. I went through there a couple of days ago, and I saw that the mowing, they've been keeping up with the mowing down in there, because there's the block but then there's also parks down in there. And so I went through because there's like I told you, there's an organization that wants to come and use our green space and make it better and use it. That kind of I'm interested because it will bring up the value of our community. It shows that we care about stuff. So yeah, and I'm just received an email response from Edmondson Heights Elementary School because I asked if any of if science teachers were interested in having input on what we do with the park. A part of, I think the next school year, the schools, Baltimore County schools, grade 1 through 3, or K through 2, I do not remember, will start having a little bit of the environment in their science curriculum. And I'm very, very, very proud of that. But it will call for the students to recognize areas in their community, considered parks or green areas and things like that. And they'll go and probably try to identify different birds, this and that. It's great, if I do say so myself. But they're gonna need to go to those classes at Edmondson Heights Elementary School, are gonna need to go to this park. So I received an email. I didn't get the opportunity to read it yet about how they felt, the elementary school felt about collaborating or having some input, because I would really like to put living classroom, outdoor classroom. I think it's called both out there. I already saw the space and everything in the area. I took the dog out there and took him off the leash and let him run free. And he was just a beautiful, happy dog who just happened to sleep well when he got home. So, and I just thought, if they can help us, we do as a community, we have pet lovers who have asked a lot about that being a dog park. So I think it's a nice place for it. Jasmine, yes, ma'am.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jasmine Monroe. I'm here today to be one of the representatives from the Ed Heights PTA. When you brought that up about the student involvement, we as a board meet every Tuesday except for the second Tuesday of the month, where we have like our school-wide meeting, which is on the 14th. So what I can do is talk to the board about seeing if either we can squeeze this on the agenda, or at least get in contact with you to figure out if we can partner on that next school year. And then one of us can give you an update. But again, my name is Jasmine Monroe. I'm the vice president of the PTA. We have Sam Willis as our president and Renata Janey as our secretary. And I know she was on the call before, but I think she may have had to drop. So between the three of us, we can get you an update once we're all able to connect.
Great idea.
My. No, okay. I'm gonna say thank you, Jasmine. We in the past have tried to, I mean with COVID and everything, it's been difficult, and I know Edmondson Heights Elementary School has had a tough time going, but there's a lot that we would like to collaborate with the school on. It's in our neighborhood, it's our kids, so we should have been working together.
Yeah, I agree. We put our flyer in in the Facebook group. And I can share it with you.
I responded.
Yeah. So our meeting is next 14th, and we definitely want the community to come. So feel free to join then.
Okay. Sounds good. So on the
meeting is next Tuesday?
Yes, it is.
At what time?
I will share the flyer again, and so it can be dispersed.
Great.
Yeah, I think I wanted to say, but I definitely have been trying to, and the principal emailed me back, and like I said, she used to live in this neighborhood, which has nothing to do with nothing. So I'm sorry, and we just really want to work with the PTA. We can do a lot, and investing in our own children is the best we can do. Yes, Miss Deborah.
Yes, I just was curious, is that an in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting with the school PTA?
It's in person. We are exploring virtual in the future, but since it's our first one since revival, this one will be in person at the school.
Great. I'm so happy that it's revived. I think it's wonderful, just wonderful.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's gonna be in the lunchroom.
Okay, got
So,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on my calendar now, but I saw it and I was like, thank you so much, because it just makes sense. I know that it's been difficult to just kind of put schedules and stuff together with the school, but it sounds like it's about to go down now. So, yep, it's on my calendar. I should have checked that, my bad. I'm just learning to be professional and wise and all the things. I'm learning. So that was okay. So unless I was dreaming, I did hear that Parks and Rec put a couple benches out outside of the park.
Yes, they did.
I didn't see, I think I just came up. I just came up Harwell, so I didn't go around the park. So, and are we okay?
They have tape on them. Why do they have tape?
I assume it's because they're still waiting to do some other things with them, and that's why they haven't taken the tape off yet.
I got it.
But
Okay.
they
Okay.
have installed them.
Good. This, I mean, that really means that they're answering us. That they're
Yeah.
fine, they're answering us, and I appreciate that. Um, just having to, it hasn't been easy, and then we still have to wait for them to consider us in the budgets and the whole thing. But spring will be here soon, and I don't know anything about gardening.
They've been over there mulching.
Where?
I'm on Harwell, 1026, and they were there just a couple of days
Oh,
ago
yeah.
doing some, trim work. So they've been on it over there.
When I walked up, I realized I could just look right down into the park,
Yeah.
and I'd never been able to do that before.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go in and see.
Yeah.
I got this big old dog, can't nothing get me, but a bigger dog. And
Yeah.
but it was when you go down the stairs at first, it's wet. I think it's always wet right there. But
Yeah.
there's flower beds right there, which I think, yeah, they did tell us that we had to do the planting, whatever how we wanted it to look. So that should be something while I'm mentioning gardening. That we'll try. I think we need like an idea for how, I mean, I think still is gonna steal, but I just feel like there's some kind of way to keep it. There's got to be some kind of way to keep it from happening. And
Teresa, do you mean the gardens on either sides of the stairs that lead down into the interior of the
yes,
park? We had
yes,
existing hostas there, and they're perennial plants. So I guess we'll have to see if they're going to come back at all.
Yeah.
I don't think those were the few plants that no one really stole, but
okay,
I'll have to see how they survived from over the winter months. But we did have those existing on either side of the stairs.
Yes.
okay. Now that I know what hostas are, thing full of plants. Telling me about plants here. There are hostas in the. I think when we talked before about the alleyway in Newfield, and there's a part of me that's going, just go take some of the hostas out of the alley, and you can't beat that. You can't beat free. Um, but I need to know what poison ivy looks like. And I know that there's poison ivy there. I just don't know what it looks like. But there were lots of, you could tell that what was planted there was there intentional, that it was taken care of at some point. And spring is coming, and we'll have to discuss maybe helping clean alleyways, starting with Newfield. Newfield, yeah. I think we'll come to have an idea or ideas about what to do as far as just kind of helping out with alleyways is concerned. We've been asked about it a lot, and a couple of streets have asked, hey, we'll help if you do our street, and which is a really good thing. And it could be something I think some people can do the curb, some people can do the alleyways. I have no idea. My brain cannot think of everything. So if any of you have ideas, trust me, I need them. That is, oh, okay. I put out, I think it was an email. I keep saying I think, that's because I don't know. Put it out in emails. I got a couple of responses on developing a beautification committee for the neighborhood. And it's something I don't have to do. There's a couple people who went, yes, I want to be involved. There's a couple people whose idea, I don't think it was my idea. Now that I think about it. So if anybody is interested in, I think I've got these people's names written down up there. And if anyone else is interested, we can kind of have a member of the board kind of head it up, because I can't. We're gonna just kind of look at thumbs and see who has the greenest thumb. And the greenest thumb is the head of the beautification committee. So I think Edmondson Heights is a beautiful neighborhood. I have since the first time I stepped foot in here. And I think there's homes that are just amazing looking. And I go, gosh, if I just put some seeds down and put some grass and maybe water it and come out and, then I'll have one too. But it's some amazing, and I'll go out and I walk the dog. And I know in any given night, you guys can see me walking by, just looking at your doors and your houses and your gardens and stuff, because that's what I like to see, what everyone's doing, because I don't have a clue. I do like to look at who has nice doors in the neighborhood. But yeah, so if anybody is interested, or if anybody, I don't know when we'll start it, hopefully summer, and just see how it rolls. I am, one thing I'm looking into, which is, I forgot to write it, because I'm looking into how a lot of my time is spent chasing down the dues from people who are moving by selling their properties. And it's a lot of time. And you have people who get upset because they say they didn't know about the association. It's a lot of stuff. And one thing I am looking into doing is how we can end up on someone's credit report. It's happened. I just don't know how it's happened. So that kind of beats chasing everybody around, getting the cold shoulder from a bunch of realtors and stuff. So that's one thing that I'm looking into. I should write it down because I have to report back to you about it. I have to come back to you about it. Another thing is, in the walking that I'm doing, I'm also looking at the covenant violations. I pass by them all the time and don't even pay attention. So it takes a couple of walk-bys. And I think I'm going to start posting them in the newsletter where there's space. because sometimes I do have space and I need, but I think posting them in the newsletter so people can see that we are on this. We're behind, and we still have to get legal representation. So we have to, whatever we do or whatever we say, we have to legally be able to follow it up, back it up at a certain point. So that's a thing we're putting a pin in. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start putting them in the newsletter because I'm walking and I'm putting them in my phone. Why not? I don't know, unless anybody doesn't think it's a good idea. But yeah. I'm trying.
Krista, I
Yes.
wanted to say thank you. Your recent inquiry to me about the house that was for sale at 11, I think 75 Granville Road, and there was a violation on the surround. It was corrected, and I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's a couple of properties. I'm catching them as the sale is in a couple of weeks.
And that's a great idea. We don't have to involve a lawyer. It won't cost us any money. So that was a great idea to look into that.
Yeah, it's usually the title companies. It's weird because the realtors swear they don't know anything about us. The title companies always hear from the title companies.
Great.
Even after I've reached out to a realtor and they go, okay, but the title company comes to me. And I'm trying to eliminate the amount of money, how much we lose, but I'm also trying to document what we lose and see how we could have done something better. A lot of evaluating. I'm a thinker. But I think we've collected a decent amount in the past year because people will they'll just move, and they don't, if they didn't want to pay an entire time they were living here, they definitely don't want to pay. And a lot of people just don't take us seriously. But which was a really big thing for me yesterday, I had to find, I get asked a lot, where do we have in writing that people have to pay dues? And I finally found it. And you would have thought I found my birth certificate because it was, and I have it's realtors that go, you can't make them pay. You can't. And then I have to talk tough and stuff, and and they'll short me $20, but send me $320. But yeah, I just want to figure out a way, because I think that's something. The person who approached me about it before, their bank reported them. I would have expected the bank to pay it, but the bank reported them, and it ended up on her credit report. So I told her, I said, you pay me and I'll give you a letter saying that, you don't owe anything else. You don't owe this to us anymore. And I thought that worked out in our favor. I have to make a correction, which I should have done this at the end. Correction. Dumpster Day is not in April. Dumpster Day is May the 6th. It's the first Saturday in May. May 6th. Because I feel like I said something different. May 6th. I lost, because I got too many emails, I lost the shredders, the mobile shredders. And I just have to find another one that can get us in this summer at some point. The Pro Shred, who we were using, and they were like, yeah, all you got to do is pay us. And I was like, how you want, credit card? She wanted me to write credit card information down in an email, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And then I eventually kind of forgot about it. And now we don't have shreds, but we will. We will, I promise. At some point, I can tell you today. But that's that correction. I have a meeting tomorrow. I probably have several meetings tomorrow, but we have our webpage is getting worked on. So I have a meeting tomorrow to discuss how we want it to look, and I would really like to take the picture of the big rat off of the front page. But yeah, we're getting an updated, upgraded now, which means I have to be up to date on the things that documents I have to put out. But we're looking for just we need to catch up because the newsletter's not on there. I don't have the which is coming, y'all, I promise. I don't have the board meeting minutes, which I learned should be uploaded there because we're an organization, whatever. But all of that should be on there. I am looking to Michael Hall to see if he has pictures throughout the neighborhood. I know that he has a thing that flies over here, takes pictures. He has that, and it shows the park and just how nice the neighborhood is. So I'm going to try to get some of that and put it on there, just accentuating the positive. Yes, ma'am, Miss Alvette.
Hey, Jaquista and everyone, check your email for the minutes.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I meant to. I haven't.
No, okay.
I meant to reply. I meant to say it when I saw you. Yeah, we have I think two more behind that.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody, I think I've told you, I already hit you with this is what I was what I have coming up. Another 1, 2, 3. Last thing I have for you is I was asked to join a committee, and I was asked to join a committee to speed cameras in Baltimore County residential neighborhoods are prohibited. I joined a group to advocate so that we could have them. That was I joined a group. It was supposed to go on the floor the first of the month. I don't think it did, but it will come up again. Apparently, like Prince George's County has them. We can't have them in residential areas. And we can have near schools, this whole thing, if you got caught. But so that is me still working on that. It's not dropped to the side. It's not something that I've forgotten about. It's right there all the time. Before that will happen, we're on a list for the speed clocks. And don't know, since it's hard to get one, I don't know if we're getting two. I'm pretty sure they won't be at the same time, but we're hoping to get them on at Forest Park and Harwell, because that's a really bad area there. So that is what I've done for you, what I've done this past month. And I'm ready to open it up. Open the floor. Anybody?
Thanks for all your work, though, Jaquista. I'm extremely grateful of it. And yeah, I wish I could help out a lot more. I'm just dealing with a lot of things right now, unfortunately.
And I am aware of that. Thank you. But I've got you. I told you, I've got you. Oh, we are in this together. Just so you know. Miss Jasmine.
Hi everyone again. I saw one of my partner in crimes, Renata, join the call.
There she is.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that she was one of the names that I mentioned previously. She's our secretary. And I did share a copy of our flyer for, yes, on Tuesday again, the 14th, 6:30 in the cafeteria. We do have an opening for a treasurer position. So if any of you are parents at the school or you know parents at the school, we do have a treasurer role that all three of us are kind of like grabbing little pieces of right now, but could really use someone in that role completely. What else? Like I mentioned before, we're in the revival stage right now, so we're kind of wrapping up some of the steps that it took to like get all of our stuff in line with the government and all of that. So we'll kind of disclose a little bit more about that in our actual meeting with the whole entire PTA. And then we're working on finalizing our calendar with the school for the duration of the school year. But we just wanted to at least come here, introduce ourselves, present what we have coming up, and as you mentioned previously, just position ourselves to collaborate with you all in the future.
Yes. Jasmine, do you live in Edmondson Heights?
I live in West Edmonddale, technically. I live on Macefield Road, so
it wasn't a trick question.
Okay. So I'm here on behalf of the PTA. I am not here as an official resident of your community.
I do live in Edmondson Heights, though, I think. So
that's just fine. I was trying to make sure because Renata does live here.
That's right. I live on Stella Drive. I'm a little bit confused as to whether it's Edmondson Heights or not, but
it is not.
Oh, okay.
Are you the owner of the Husky?
Yes. I'm sorry about him.
No, you both just said, I'm so sorry. No, we've got the brindle colored pit.
Okay.
Yeah, Thor. Yeah.
He is a Thor.
He is. Indeed, he is. I want to write in the newsletter about different pets in the neighborhood to introduce them so they can not be as obnoxious as maybe. I don't know.
Can I tell you all a funny thing? My wife, she sings in the choir and they're practicing. And I take her out to the church in Ellicott City and two people bring her home because she's blind or whatever. And they bring her home every single day. And when they first started doing that, Bernie had made some cookies, homemade cookies here at home. And I went and I says, oh, someone is bringing her home. I should give them a bag of cookies, 6 cookies or whatever it was. So as soon as she arrived, I took out the bag of cookies and gave it to the people. They went home. They have 2, what dog is it? Siberian Huskies, 2 of them.
Actually, they got 3.
3 of them. Well, they took the bag.
Hi, Bernie.
And one of the dogs liked the single cookie that was left and grabbed it with its mouth, the bag, walked around with the bag for 4 days, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Finally, and they kept teasing the dog. Oh, I want to have that cookie. And the dog would grab it and run off and hide it. Finally, on Monday, had the cookie, but guarded it and watched it. And really, it was so funny. And every single day that she comes home with them, I give them cookies. And the dog would just, and I figured you all should just know that story. And so many people have just laughed about that dog.
Very protective of a cookie.
In the bag.
I can confirm that is how Huskies act. So, yeah. Can confirm that it is
true. Yeah. Oh.
Hi, Bernie. Okay. Jasmine, you still up or?
No, I think that was Renata. Was there anything else we wanted to share with everyone?
I was doing bedtime, I think, when you were giving your spiel, but it sounded like you had everything.
She's good.
Yeah, if not, just come to our meeting and we'll say it all again.
Yeah, I'm there. I feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but who knows? I'm there. I need to be there. Someone needs to be there.
There are some hands up, so I don't know if there are questions for you or questions for us, but
that's probably for me. I love the question. Miss Tanya.
Good evening, and thank you for doing what you do for our community. I have a question concerning our yearly dues. Will the treasurer send out something, or should we just know to send it somewhere?
I am sorry. It's gonna be in. They're gonna be in the newsletter.
Okay.
We're gonna take them and fold up the envelope in there. Do you guys? It costs less for us to do it that way. Do you guys prefer it a different way, or is this okay?
that way.
Okay.
That works for me.
Okay.
Whatever's cost efficient.
Yes.
Yeah, because stamps. Ooh, stamps. I need to invest in them if I could. But yeah, we just thought it was a good idea. Just take them, fold them up in there. And we did that because I forgot to make one of the pages that you just tear the page.
Yeah.
We just took them and inserted them. And I have a little thing that I put on so that I know if it's from a landlord, if it's someone who lives here. And I just thought I was genius when I did that. But and using that to catch up with the real addresses of the homeowners, because you know the ones that don't live here have several. A lot of them have several addresses. A lot of them hire. They buy as an LLC. But I'm finding them. Because I could have been a detective in another life, but I am finding them. And just yeah, those are going out as letters, but the rest I take them, we take them and we insert them into the newsletter. People have paid sooner because they just know and they're not waiting on me, which I appreciate it. I'm not mad. But yes, they will go out. I am taking I have another project for work to work on. But I'm taking the next 3 days to do that and whatever I'm going to do to the newsletter and take those, put them in there, send them out for print, all that good stuff. So
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Deborah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that anybody can go anytime on the website and pay that way. That's a real easy way to get it done.
Oh, cool.
It's the charge should be going up $1 for PayPal, although I don't think it's gone up yet. In the end, it'll probably be cheaper to use a stamp. I mean, $1 million stamp or $1 million on PayPal. It's the same thing, but it'll probably be cheaper. Thank you, Jasmine. All right, that works for me. Yeah, so that's how we're gonna do it. If you guys are okay, is there anything you guys want have with me? Have work for me to do or something? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Hello.
Melissa.
Yes, Melanie.
Yes.
Oh.
There I go. I got Melissa.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Melissa Singleton.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So my question is, I know you sent out an email about the blue lights, and I was trying to find out, has that been submitted yet? I did respond with a few addresses.
I have to do them individually. They have been submitted. I'll check the list again, but they have been submitted. And I've seen one be replaced in a day's time, within 24 hours. William said he's noticed one that's been, at least one that's been replaced. So I think we're gonna give them maybe till next Friday and see what they do. Because when I reported them, it was like the last thing I do in the evenings, and then I put everything up. But I'll check again in, I think, next week, and we'll see what's still on. So
thank you. I was just curious. I called BG&E at one point. It was probably last year. I never went in to try it, but they said from their website you can actually go in and put the streets. They have a map or
Yep.
something, and you
Yep.
can. Oh,
Yep. Let me see if I still have it up.
thank you.
It's actually fun. I take my kicks where I can get them. There is, I'll put this in the chat, but yeah, it's really, and you just find where the street is, and it will tell you that it's been reported. So,
And I asked Mike, my neighbor, he actually delivers newspapers early in the morning. So he's seeing all the lights of the neighborhood, and he actually goes through the neighborhood various ways. I can, if he can just let me know where he does see for our neighborhood and others,
that's fine too.
Yep.
That is definitely fine. All the help I can get. I got bursitis, so getting up and walking the whole neighborhood is a little hard for me. iPhone +6. I think that means you're fancy. And it also means I don't know who you are. iPhone Plus. With your hand raised.
Melanie?
Melanie!
Yes.
Melanie,
Hey, how are you?
phones. Wait. Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
I was just curious to know, is there anything written that's documented with regard to renters? Because I noticed we've been here now, I think, going 9 years. We own our home or buying, don't have a mortgage. But I noticed that a lot of people will purchase homes and then rent them out. And then a lot of times we have a lot like police coming around or fussing and yelling and people outside fussing and cursing and all that kind of stuff. And of course, a renter is not going to value and care for the property as a homeowner would. So trash is floating around and it's just a big difference. You just can tell who's a renter and who isn't. It just shows. But so I was just curious to know, is there anything written with regards to people just like purchasing homes and they don't live here, but they rent to others, and it's they don't come and check the property or anything.
I'll tell you what I do or what I did last year. I'm pretty sure. What I did last year was I sent out a letter to the landlords with their dues certificate. And that's where, again, I was saying I had to find some landlords I have 2 addresses for. So I've had to do like a lot of research. And it's like, okay, so something says you live here, but I send something to you and it comes back to me. So let's see. And I've had to do the research and was sending it out. I think maybe it should go out more often, maybe at least twice a year. But anytime, you guys are always where you guys can call me, beat me, reach me about anything. And I have a couple spaces open on my voicemail. And finally, and if there's a problem, I find the landlord, I email the landlord, throw a couple of threats around and stuff. And because I can behave on this job a little bit better than I do on my other job. They're not gonna write me up here. But and I send a letter to the landlord. I've heard back from time to time from the people who have complained, but some people just say this is it and they don't say anything again. And a lot of things I say, okay, what can we do? That you help me, I'll be the middleman, I'll be the person who takes the hit for everything. But you got to kind of keep your eyes open. You still got to let me know how the progress is going. Because I think
we'll document everything.
Right. And we just keep sending it to the landlord because the landlords, they leave, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care because they don't live here, so they can care less.
They don't care. So I had someone on the 1400 block of Barrett. I don't know if they were evicted. I don't know. I know they had a bunch of stuff out in the yard. And I took pictures and contacted the landlord. on it,
Mhm.
and I think it was probably up before the landlord even got it. But I still
Okay.
have that stamp. But let me know. I'll
We'll go
and
from there.
yeah, because I would
Okay.
also like to, usually if the one of the police officers are here,
Mhm.
they'll say if there are disturbances, give them a call, let them know, and they can come out. And they've Officer Benz Clark has just kind of showed up on people's doorsteps for us.
Okay.
Hey, don't do it. But keep in touch with me if there's a problem. Let me
Okay.
know. Let's you be the spy, I'll be the pen. I don't know.
Understood. Got you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I've got a hand first because she don't know who she is. Hi, Miss Bronson.
Hello, how are you?
I'm
Hello,
good.
everyone.
Glad to see you doing good things.
Okay, did you get my email?
I did, and it's been reported.
Okay,
Keep your eyes open for me, see if you see any difference, but it's been reported.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. I've got one hand still raised without a name. It's an iPhone. Yes, iPhone user.
Can you hear me?
No. I mean, I guess there I did. You got.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
I'm Yvonne Ellison, 1521 Barrett Road.
1521.
Yes.
I can meet you out on the porch and we can talk about this. Okay.
What we gonna talk about?
What's up?
You tell me. Where are you?
I'm right here at 1518.
Oh, okay. Well, you want
No,
to talk to
across
me?
the street. It's up the street. I'm across the street. No, what's up?
It's nothing about, was just my first time in the meeting. That's all.
I'm glad to have you. I am very glad to have you. How are things? Because I mean, I guess yeah, we live across the street from each other, but how are things as far as you're concerned?
Everything is fine as far as as far as my neighbors and I are concerned.
Okay. I will hope. Yes, that is good. When you see me on the porch, wave at me. I'm right
You
across.
at 1518?
Uh-huh. I got the blue
Okay.
lights on the tree.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you for having us.
Good evening. When she talked about the renters, I don't know the whole story, but I know part of the story. They had a story on the news last year where people were actually moving into vacant homes and this coming in. Some of them were going in, like if the house was real estate box or something, and some of them they were actually changing the locks. And I know for a fact that in our community, we had a home that there was a family that actually moved into a vacant home and the owner didn't know. The owner did not know. They had moved out and bought another house and they weren't using the living in the house, but you wouldn't know it was vacant. A family actually moved into the house and they had to have the police come and escort them out. And
really,
that was in our community, and they were there for almost a year.
we do have squatters. We definitely do have squatters. The ones on St. Agnes, I guess I should get an update about what's going on there. One of those neighbors was really on it. So
I believe they're gone, Jaquista. I live across the alley, and I've seen no further activities. There's a lot of, well, there's some bags of trash left in the yard, but I've not seen the gentleman, the lady, or the two dogs anymore, and there are no lights in the house. So I'm hoping that means that they have vacated the premises.
So do you think the trash is something we need to do something about?
Well, it's contained. I don't even know that it's trash. Trash for whatever reasons, they started unpacking the house, which made no sense to me since you weren't living there. And they were having people come and actually take stuff away at night. But there are a few bags. It's not a large amount, and they don't, they're in bags. So I guess whoever owns the house at some point will have to come and make a decisions about the things. It's not stuff thrown everywhere. They're
Okay.
actually in trash bags. But I haven't seen any activity in a while, and I believe I want to say I think Nancy had shared that she thought they had moved on. So we're hopeful that they're no longer there.
I know that there's a neighbor, I don't know if her backyard directly facing them, but she was really on it and made it feel as though I didn't have to do anything, although I did write letters and got in touch with the court is in orphans court.
Okay.
Yeah, the owner passed away. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but maybe I should look into that. I do know that Officer Benz Clark went there at least once.
That's
So
wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
believe it's
gonna,
the young ladies. There are two young ladies who live next to the house, and they've been very involved. They were quite concerned because at one point they thought they were using kerosene lanterns when they initially moved in, but they appear to
Mhm.
be gone. So we're grateful. I just thought initially when I saw them that they had purchased the property, and then when I heard they had, it was just and like the previous lady said, it's weird. They just move into the houses and
Mhm.
they pretend like they actually live there. It is the strangest thing I've ever seen
Yeah,
during these
and there's
times.
laws that protect them.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
just put them out any kind of way, which makes no sense. But again, that kind of brings back to the point that when you own property in a community, you should come through periodically and check on it.
Yep.
Get to know the neighbors on either side and say, if you see something strange, here's my phone number or
Yes.
an email address. Would you let me know?
Yes.
But they don't, I don't understand how you own property and you don't check on it. I mean, the one
Yeah.
previous lady said they lived there for a year. You own property and you don't check on that house for a whole year. It's so unfair to the neighbors who have to live
Yep.
next to that house.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I was going to reach out to Margaret maybe for one of our future meetings and ask if someone from Baltimore County could come and discuss the program they have for homeowners to have sidewalks repaired. It's a really good program, and you can either have it added to your taxes or you can pay for it. But we really need to have that done. A lot of our sidewalks are in such bad shape, and it's a way to get it done, and you wouldn't have to pay all the money out of pocket, initially. I've had it
Mhm.
done. I'm very pleased with the work that was done. Several of my neighbors have had it done. And I didn't know if, a lot of the homeowners were aware of the program, but it is for homeowners in Baltimore County. So I was going to try to reach out to Margaret and to see if we could have a guest speaker on one of our future meetings from Baltimore County and
Right.
give us an idea of, how the program is run.
I
What's the name of
know.
the program?
I'm sorry.
What is the name of the program?
It's a program. I want to say it's through
The
Baltimore
county.
County Highways. I'm not positive, but it repairs. It helps homeowners get the sidewalk in the front of their property repaired, and you can either add it to your tax bill, or you can actually pay outright whatever the fee is to have it done. But they're very efficient. They have them come out and they do a great job. It's been around for a while, but I don't think they really publicize it. You'd have to know somebody who had it done or go on their website.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Board of Public Works,
Okay, Board of Public Works. Okay.
Baltimore County.
Yeah.
I think I will check to see because the last time I checked on it, but I think it needs to be checked on like annually. And
Yeah, because
I'll
I had myself and my neighbor had ours done last year. They're very efficient. You come around and it's like they're like elves. They have a small crew that comes to break it up, and then you have another crew that comes immediately behind it and does what it needs to do for the pebbles and stuff under it, and then they have it's done in a very efficient way, and they do a wonderful job. And the fact that is you don't have to pay for it out of pocket at that time. You can actually have it added to your annual tax bill, and it's pretty affordable. I'm an end of group, and I think it was like 900 and something. I have way more sidewalk blocks than other people would have, but I was very pleased with it because I'd had a large maple that I had taken down that had rooted, just lifted the sidewalk up completely. But yeah, I just don't think a lot of people know about it, and I was going to see if I could reach out to Margaret and see if we could get someone from that program who'd be willing to come to on one of the meetings and just to give us an overview of the program and what's available, because it's not publicized a lot. I mean, you'd have to know someone who knew about it, but we have so many sidewalks in our community that desperately need that repair. So I'm going to try to reach out to her and see if they'd be willing to come on one of the future meetings and just discuss it with us.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
That would be great.
That sounds good. Ms. Bronzella, you still got your hand up?
Yes. I have a neighbor. She just moved into 1453. And I was telling her about the trash pickup and the recycle dates and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I made a copy of the form that we got in the mail. And she said something to me that a friend of hers told her that it's association meetings, on a regular basis. And I didn't know well, she gave me her email address. I didn't know whether this Zoom meeting is for renters or just for
It's for the
homeowners.
neighborhood. It's for the neighborhood.
For the neighborhood. So if I email you her name and address and email address, will you reach out to her with the information?
Indeed, I will. Indeed, I sure will.
Look for it sometime this week.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll send it sometime this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I have got Miss Yvonne. Hand is still up or up again?
Bill.
Miss Yvonne. Yvonne.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
Well, how do I take my? Are you talking to Yvonne? Are you talking to Yvonne?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Okay, so I don't know how to take my hand down.
Okay.
Just click on it again.
Click on it
again. That's what I did.
I mean, I see a hand, but ain't nothing happening.
Under reaction, and it says raise hand, but you want to click it again to take your hand down.
There's nothing happening for me, y'all.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see you anyway. I see you and no, you don't want nothing. Okay. So, as always, I am open. I'm really, really open to suggestions for anything that we have to do. I have moments where I have creative brilliance, and then I have moments where I just don't know anything. So any ideas, anything you guys want to see, you want to see if it's possible or what have you, let me know. Let someone on the board know. And I guess first we'll plan the next board meeting. But yeah, this is our show. This is our show. This is what we want, about what we want our neighborhood to do, to continue to be, how we can make things better. And it's not bad. It's still a beautiful neighborhood. And I look forward to seeing all of the new gardening in the spring. Yeah. And we'll be trying to do some sort of gardening for the park. But the Be Green, yeah. We have Neighbor Space, and then you have Be Green. But Neighbor Space is who contacted me. So they have a group of people, and they come together, and they're gonna look to see what needs to be done in the park. And I know, but it's unofficial looking to see what can be done in the neighborhood. And I don't want a bunch of strangers to come in and be more helpful about where we live. And we live here and pay taxes and pay mortgages and pay. I don't want that to be, send your kid or something. Kids need to learn how to mow grass or get their hands dirty, all kinds of stuff. But I would love kid volunteers, just to be honest. Put them to work is my belief. But anybody got anything else?
I'm sorry, I know we're closing, and I know this may have come up at previous things and it's slightly outside our jurisdiction, but the playground at Edmondson Heights that got vandalized or whatever in January. The playground at Edmondson Heights, some teenagers, I think, took a giant stick and smashed holes in the slides. So they had to take the slides off the playground. They had it cordoned off for a while. Since then, they've just put boards up on the holes where the slides used to be. But, you know, it still is kind of a pathetic looking sight. You know, this playground that already was looking kind of tired. I guess I was just curious if anyone had dealt with that before, if it was bothering anyone else. I know since it's on school property, it's probably something wonky to deal with it. Okay.
I haven't seen it, but
I'll post some pictures on the community site because, or on the community Facebook page.
And post the pictures, and that way I don't have to get up to see if there's anything we can do. A picture tells 1,000 words, and that way when I get the pictures, I'll definitely call a board meeting and see what the board thinks we should do, and then we'll grab a couple of older kids and make them do the work.
That would be great. I mean, I wish that they would know who did it, and then they could have them come out and fix it up. But
some angry kid, some big angry kid. Exactly. I would be interested in how to motivate them from doing it again.
Yeah, my husband, he's a middle school teacher in Baltimore City. He was suggesting putting up more just street lights back there, or more lighting on the playground. And that could be something of a help, at least, or, you know, deterrent or something. But when we talked with the elementary school admin last week, and they were saying that even adding in lights would be difficult because you're changing the school grounds. But still, I feel like it's something that, if the neighborhood association and people start pressuring about, then that's how we will actually see a nice playground for my kids to go to. And you know, that school gets used a lot too.
Send me pictures. I'll put them in the newsletter. Okay. This next newsletter is going to be an extravaganza.
Speaking of the newsletter, when do you think we'll be getting it? Okay.
I did say earlier, and I'm gonna forgive you for not being here, but
thank you.
I have a presentation to put together. I'm taking the next 3 days to try to do both. I need the newsletter to be out of here like Sunday morning. I was like, I'm just gonna make it a triple newsletter. Forget that. I'll figure something out. But I want to have that finished by the end of next week. So that puts me on it. This puts me, the next 3 days. That's a part of what I'm doing. And then I'll take another 3 days somewhere and then do some house cleaning. And then after that, do my taxes. So
visit.
That's
okay.
That's my agenda. That's the plan. It's I got
thank you.
Okay. So Miss Melissa.
Yes, I would just like to add before you close. If you need any help with anything, to feel free to reach out.
Yes, ma'am. Watch me write this down.
Thank you. This is Yvonne. And I could help you out too. I'm looking for a little job, but right now I'm home during the day, most days, unless I have a doctor's appointment or something.
Okay. All righty. And I'll probably just walk on over.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what I want you to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you both. Thank you both. Yeah. There's yeah. I don't have another square in me. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Miss Yvonne. Thank you. I see you, Melissa. Just so you know, I see you and I appreciate you. I'm gonna, when I come back to you guys, I want to, yeah, I guess instead, I said I was gonna change the letter that I sent to the landlords, but maybe I'll just do 2 letters and let the second letter a couple months later be include what you guys have given to me today. But that's it from me. I don't know what comes on at 9 o'clock at your house. Oh, I don't know what comes on. I've already missed night court, so I'm okay. If nobody has anything else for me, and I don't have anything else but love for you, are we done?
Thanks for everything. Take care, everyone.
All right. Take
All
care.
right.
Be
Good
safe.
night.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.